So what would a classic Doctor Who DVD collection have looked like back in 2006? What DVDs came out that year? In this episode of the DVD Archives, we're looking at that for both the UK and the US. So stick around because all that and more is coming up today on the Doctor Who Guide. The best box set that you can buy for Doctor Who. Hey guys, welcome to the Doctor Who Guide, helping you grow your knowledge collection and connection with other Doctor Who fans. If you're new here and that sounds like something you want to do, then definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell because we have new videos coming out every single Saturday. I'm your host, Alex Patterson. If you haven't seen the previous episodes from the DVD Archive series covering 1999 to 2005, then they are linked up above for your enjoyment. You'll also find future episodes in that playlist. I want to give a huge shout out and introduce you guys to Luke Review 76. He'll be telling you about the UK DVDs and showing you what they looked like. He's got a Doctor Who YouTube channel, so definitely check him out. Bit of a different set. I've got my nice makeshift shelf. I've also got these really cool generic blue phone box bookends, which are linked in the description down below if you want to buy some of those for yourself. They really look good with the Doctor Who collection especially. There are Amazon links in the description. If you use them, you do support the channel at no extra cost to you. Alright, so let's see what the collection would look like so far before diving into what DVDs came out. And there we go, this is what the collection looked like in chronological order. We'll be adding to this today. As always, it's a competition to see whether I get more US DVDs or whether Luke gets more UK DVDs year by year. The score is currently Luke in the lead with 4 points, and I'm trailing behind just by little with 3 points. I could tie it up, so let's start off with the UK.
So we are back. First release of the year for the UK was our first ever proper sort of I don't want to say box set because we'd had box sets before, but this is the first time I had a box set with stuff we hadn't got before. This is the beginning box set. It was released on the 30th of January and it of course contains the very first 3 stories. Now I think America, do you have a slim version of this? I'm not sure. Maybe Alex can do some clever cutting here and say yes or no.
Both versions of our beginning box set are actually smaller than yours. The very first release is 2 DVDs wide in a box set, and then the final release is all 3 just in one DVD case.
Yeah, I was right. So, the beginning box set. The artwork is just artwork for the Daleks. Each one's just a 1-disc set. And yeah, I mean, they're nice. They've got little bits and pieces. None of them have major extras on, other than guest palette episode on this one. Still holds up today, I guess. The remastering, although they all have this really weird intro. It just shows clips from each of the 3 episodes, and it says Doctor Who the beginning and then whatever the story. It's really annoying. This probably got the best stuff on the Destruction DVD.
That is awesome. On the 28th of March in 2006, the US also got Doctor Who the Beginning box set. It is 2 DVDs, and you'll find all of these on the later version of the beginning box set that comes out later, but it is very cool to have this if you want sort of individual cases, because the later one is all in one. And so this is the Unearthly Child DVD, and over here we have the Daleks and the Edge of Destruction DVD. So this is 2 discs and this is 1. I think one of my favorite features on this is the Marco Polo condensed reconstruction. It's amazing how they compact it down to just 30 minutes. This is just a great way to sort of get an idea of what that story would have been. There's also the pilot episode, which is a 40-minute unedited studio recording, and that's really cool to see and compare. We're going to just throw this in right at the very beginning. So we've now got 3 more stories from season 1. Let's see what the second release in the UK is.
Then on the 10th of April we got Genesis the Daleks. I've had this DVD a long time. The artwork is alright, I guess. 2006, getting a bit better now. 2-disc set. It's fun. And it's got the Dalek tapes, which is probably the best thing on this DVD, apart from the stories are, because it just sort of gets loads of people, so like TV critics from the time, Nicholas Briggs, actors in the shows, and just sort of goes through the history of Daleks and classic Doctor Who in about an hour. And it's quite interesting to watch. It's a good place to start out with extras if you're not quite, if you're getting a bit bored in documentaries and don't get the point in them. That's a good place to start. But also another one is on this year. But yeah, that's a good place to start.
The next release for the US came out on the 6th of June, and that is Doctor Who Revelation of the Daleks. It's another 6th Doctor story, and I believe, if I'm correct, yeah, there are optional CGI effects for this story. So this is the latest 6th Doctor story that we get in the collection so far.
Then on the 19th of June we've got Inferno. Now this is the worst cover art of the year. That is just a promotional shot from season 7. That's obviously the Brigadier person, that's the guy turning into the werewolf thing, and there's just a bunch of fire around it in an orange thing. It's a very lazy one mistaken here, very lazy. And also I don't like why they're not on that colour, dreadful. Anyway, this is 2-disc set as well. One of these annoying boxes where you just you can't sleep at night because you think the booklet's going to get creased. Although it's the original edition now, so I don't really care as much. Family Part 1, I guess. Not really anything too interesting.
With the US, it's always a battle to sort of keep up with the UK's releases. So in that spirit, Genesis of the Daleks also came out this year on the 6th of June. And man, what a brilliant story. This DVD is rare. If you want to find out about the out-of-print rare DVDs in Region 1 for the US and Canada, then there is a video that I did linking it up above. But I wouldn't actually suggest hunting for it right now, unless you're a completist like me, because the Season 12 Blu-ray box set is coming out this summer, so I'd actually suggest waiting and getting that when it comes out, which is actually very soon. So let's slot this into place. I'm gonna guess. Oh, did I get it right? No. That's Talons. That's Pyramids. Okay, there we go. There's the Arkham space. Been some great Tom Baker stories to start us off with in the early days of this collection.
Then on the 24th of July, I've got the Hand of Fear. Got a nice sticker on. So if you're going to be a complete mentalist, completist, and have no life, then yeah, if you haven't got that sticker on, you're just going to have to get it. And mine is in pristine condition, so you know, made me very happy. This one, again, not really much other than a documentary of interest. The remaster was okay as far as I remember. Yeah.
Okay, so the next DVD we got was in September. It was the 5th of September in 2006, and that was Doctor Who The Web Planet. Now, you'll know that this was the last DVD that evaded me for so long in my collection, and this is a cover that I printed out, but otherwise this is the legitimate DVD. It's an ex-library copy, but I think somebody commented that they might have actually checked this DVD out before, which is hilarious and amazing. That will go in with our Season 2 William Hartnell stories. The first, I believe, Vicky story that we have in the collections. So that is 4 for 4. Let's see if the UK can beat that.
Then on the 4th of September we got The Mark of the Rani. Again, not really much of interest on this DVD. Plus it's not a great story either. The cover art's quite nice actually, I do quite like that.
Okay, so another 6th Doctor story for the UK. Nice. We are catching up further with Inferno, which I really do like this design. I mean, it's simplistic and could be better, but I do think the cover looks pretty cool. I bet John Pertwee fans were so excited in 2006. It's our second Season 7 story, so that's another Liz Shaw story.
Then on the 9th of October, we got one of my favourite releases of the year, Sontaran Experiment.
Ooh, the Sontaran Experiment. Luke loves that story.
Also, I recently cleaned this. And you may think, how do you clean a DVD? Well, give it a moment. You get a bin of Mr. Sheen, you put it on a cloth, as so, and then gently apply it onto there in a circular motion, mainly on the spine bit here, because that's where the most wear happens. Do that, do it there as well, just to keep that, and it'll feel and look a lot shinier and look a lot new. I've had this DVD a long time, and picking it up now, it feels like I've just opened it out of the thing, honestly. This has one extra on, that is, you know, so exclusive to it, and that is Built for War, which is the best Doctor Who extra of all time, possibly challenged by one of the Doctor Forever features, or, you know, as a feature on its own that doesn't have even connect to anything. It's a very good one, and considering for 2006, this was a super value edition, and there's one extra, and that's probably the smallest amount of special features since an original edition from 2001. Still a really good release. Of course, this is going to be made redundant now with Season 12 on Blu-ray on the way, but I still love this DVD. This is one of my first ever classic Doctor Who stories as well, so I've got a real soft spot for it.
What came next for the US was on the 7th of November, we got Doctor Who The Hand of Fear. We're sort of keeping up. I think 4 of our releases this year are the same as the UK, so that is pretty cool. There's actually a featurette here that was taped the day episode 1 was broadcast, and it's an interview with Elizabeth Sladen, so that is pretty cool. I want to check that out. So it's going right here. So this is our third Season 14 story. Let's see what the UK has.
And then finally on the 6th of November we got The Invasion. The best story from the 60s, The Invasion. You want to challenge me on that? Sure do, but on it, you don't get better than The Invasion. Also the first animation, 4th round released, you don't get better than The Invasion. And also it's 2 discs, it's got loads of cool special features on. Normally it wouldn't do this, but you know, it's The Invasion. It's a really nice story. They're good.
Oh, The Invasion. That is an awesome story. The next DVD that we got on the 7th of November in 2006 is Doctor Who The Mark of the Rani. So again, keeping pace with you guys there. There are deleted and extended scenes on this. And yeah, that's pretty cool. It's another Season 22 story. And we actually have, I think, 3 consecutive stories. We've got Vengeance on Varos, The Mark of the Rani, the 2 Doctors. That's pretty cool. 6 Doctors filling out quite nicely.
So that was the collection 2006, but that wasn't everything that got released. On the 6th of November, after the invasion, we got the Cyberman collection, which had Tomb of the Cybermen, The Invasion, and Earthshock in. It was basically all the Cyberman stories being collected, and it was exclusive to Amazon. So was the next release, which was released on the same day, the 3rd Doctor set, which had all the 3rd Doctor stories that had been released. So that was Spearhead, Inferno, Claws of Axos, 3 Doctor Collar Monsters Include Death, and you can still buy those now actually. There's Third Doctor one's 70 quid and the second one's 40, I think. You can still buy them now. However, that wasn't everything DVD-wise Last Doctor Who released. If you're American watching this, could quite likely be it. There's a newspaper in the UK called The Sun. It's quite a famous, I guess, as the word. Basically, they like to give away stuff. They give away Lego before, they give away DVDs. And they did a little Doctor Who programme kind of thing in 2006 where there was quite a few different DVDs. I say DVDs, they released one part of certain stories. So I have 2 examples here, which I'll show in a moment, of kind of what they did. And I'll go through everything that they did off from the top of my head. And I'm going to try and buy them all. So here we have Space from Space Part 1. There's the front, there's the back. None of my fans know I've got this. And then this is Day of Armageddon. They are very thin. I'll show you the discs because you might actually be interested. There's Spearhead one. And you can imagine what this one looks like. I haven't played them yet. Don't matter if they don't work, I just kind of haven't played protector reasons. They look quite nice. Yeah, they also did Earthshock, they did Part 1, Robots of Death Part 1, they did the Faceless Ones Part 3 or 1. Can't remember which one. I believe that was it. And I think they did some new series ones as well. But for classic buys, I believe that was it. If you know of any others, do say. It costs about £1.15 each if you are interested in it for the UK. I mean, it's a nice little novelty.
So who's winning right now? On the surface, the US and the UK seem to have gotten the same number of releases, but because your beginning box set has 3 DVDs instead of 2, and based on the fact that you guys have 2 box sets that came out this year, normally we don't count box sets as new releases if they're just repackaging DVDs that are already out. But based on that and the fact that you guys have an Edge of Destruction DVD, we are going to crown Luke the winner of this round, which means that the score is now 5-3.
And of course this means that with the high number of releases, that's the UK who won this time. Well done chaps. Bad luck to you Americans. But what can you expect? When a superior country is involved in something like this, the superior country is going to win.
Okay. I mean, I sort of knew this was coming. I'm still hoping we can win this. Now we're going to take a look at the UK collection, what that looks like in chronological order.
Well, Hartnell, as you can see, has had a massive increase. He's doubled his amount due to his box sets, which is nice. It's always good to have a bit more Hartnell. Cole Stratton's just had the 1, Pertwee's had the 1, Tom Baker has had 2, Centurion and Genesis, Davison's had none, Colin Baker's had 1, which is nice, it fleshes his ear out, Coy's had none, and of course the Navy's had none and whatever. Baker is the favourite pretty much for the first few years, then it switches to Pertwee, and the rest are just sort of filled in slowly but surely, especially the 80s, they just slowly filled in each year. Can we get a full shot? There you go, that is pretty big, isn't it?
So now we're going to take a look at the US collection in chronological order. So I think the Doctor Who has the least number of releases so far is the 7th Doctor with 3 releases. We've got the 6th Doctor with 4 and the 2nd Doctor with 4. I mean, there's a double release of The Lost in Time. Next up we have the 5th Doctor with 5 releases, the 3rd Doctor with 6. We've got, I believe, 6 releases for the 1st Doctor as well, and then a whopping 15 for the 4th Doctor. So yeah, this is the collection in 2006. Okay. No new 5th Doctor releases, which must be some sort of a first. Now let's see what the UK chronological collection looked like.
So here we have the collection in chronological order as of 2006. It's like a workout, these videos now. Like before, it was fine because none of them were there. Anyway, patterns wise. Well, we can't really see any yet, can we? This is just kind of see. And maybe thinking, oh, but I want to see it with the box set the right way around. Well, I've thought of that. I'm going to do this amazing trick. Boom, flip round. There you go. Now you can see it with the box set flip round, if anyone was interested.
That is pretty cool. Now I'm going to transform this into the release order. So here we go. Okay, so this is what the collection looks like in release order. Okay, so as you can see, fairly early on we have a widespread of different Doctors. A bit of a while before we have our first Hartnell and Colin Baker releases, but we have all the other Doctors fairly soon. The Keach Time set greatly expands the Tom Baker stories, but we do seem to be getting a fairly even release of Doctors here and there. We do see generally a lot more 4th Doctor releases. So obviously this year we've gotten 3 Hartnell DVDs and 4 Hartnell stories, so that's a great win for the 1st Doctor. I mean, really the only rhyme or reason I can see to this whole collection is just like they tried to start out, I would say, with strong stories that people would enjoy. Comment down below with your favorite releases from 2006 and when you started collecting DVDs and what stage of completion your DVD collection is. Big shout out to Luke Reviews 76 for his help with this video, and definitely make sure you subscribe for new videos like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!